Hey guys, it's Cass. It is Friday night, like 7 o'clock. I just watered all my plants, cleaned my whole apartment, and I think I want to attempt to do the 24-hour reading challenge this weekend. I don't think that I'm actually going to read for 24 hours this weekend, but I've had a really busy week and I feel like I've just lost my groove with reading. But I don't have anything to do over the weekend. Just a couple errands to run tomorrow morning. So yeah, I'm gonna see how much reading I can get done. We'll talk about the books in a second, but I've made a bit of a mess. I've got all of the books that I talked about in my book haul chilling here. I've got a bunch of books pulled out just on my chair for the judge a book by its cover tag that I plan on doing soon. And yeah, my shelves are just looking a bit disheveled. I knocked my mug of bookmarks off of my bookshelf like twice within 2 days because there's just too many books on the one shelf, so I need to do a bit of reorganizing. Let's do that. Don't laugh at my outfit. I'm in my comfortable clothes, but yeah, let's reorganize my shelves. No, no. Rip. Anyways. Okay, I think I'm happy with this. These are all of my read books for the most part. I haven't read the majority of these NYRPs. I think I've read the bottom two, but I wanted to keep them all together. These are all my 5-star reads from this year so far. And then these are all of my unread books. So I don't think that I should be allowed to purchase anymore. We've got some story collections up here, poetry, diaries and essay collections, and then I think the rest are novels or longer nonfiction, and some manga down at the bottom. And then this little cart has my December TBR on it and the books that I've read so far in November. These are for my judge a book by its cover tag, so we have to leave those out. I tried to leave some empty space on the shelves so that I can put those back on after I film that. But yeah, Now that the bookshelf is taken care of, let's talk about the point of this video and this 24-hour reading challenge. So I am currently about 38% of the way through the Chandelier. It's due back to the library in 5 days. So I would like to finish this weekend. I'm having mixed feelings on it. I think that the length of the work is making it tough for me to get through. Sophie from Bibliosophie brought up a great point in the comments on one of my last videos that shorter lispector works are tough to get through sometimes just because they're so dense and there's so much within them. So this is probably double or triple the length of any of the previous books that I've read by Clarice Lispector. So I feel like part of it is the length, the other part of it is just that I've been really busy and just not in the mindset to sit down and focus on it. I've been trying to read before bed, but usually by the time I end up sitting down to read, I get a couple pages in and then I fall asleep. So I'm hoping that I can make some progress in this, if not finish it over the weekend. The other book that I am currently reading is The Prime of Life by Simone de Beauvoir. I had lofty goals to read 20 pages of this each night and finish it by the end of November, but I've gotten really behind on it this week, and I was thinking about trying to play catch up over the weekend to get to where I should be, but I think I'm just gonna let this one go into December. I think I'm going to just take it with me to work and read it on my lunch breaks and see how much of it I can get through doing that every day instead of reading it at night. I think that I'll be able to get more done because I usually end up, like I said, falling asleep after a couple pages, not because the book is bad or anything, but it's just not working for me when I'm all comfortable and cozy in my bed. So those are the two books that I'm currently reading. I did read Hot Milk by Deborah Levy. I finished it over the past 2 days on Wednesday and Thursday. I was just needing a book that I could just fly through and just have a win and finish something, and that was exactly what I needed. I'll talk about it more in my November wrap up, but it was just the perfect little in-between read while I'm working through these two longer, more dense books. So we're gonna put this aside and kind of just let it do its thing through the end of the year. That leaves me with 4 books still from my November TBR. I think my plan is to also pick up Slouching Towards Bethlehem by Joan this weekend. I think that the strategy is to read as much of the Chandelier as I can, and then once that starts to lose me, switch over to Joan and read an essay from her. I feel like that'll be a good way to kind of break up this last 60% of the lispector, and it'll be a good way to also get through this one. If I have time or if I feel like it, I think that The Easy Life by Marguerite Duras is going to be the other one that I would pick up. This one seems like it'll be definitely a quicker read than either The Argonauts or my work, so I'm gonna save these for later. Yeah, that is the plan. Those are the 3 books that we're going to work on. I think I'm gonna start with the first essay in Slouching Towards Bethlehem, just to do it, just to get into it. Once I finish that, then I will dive back into the Chandelier. Also, I just want to show you guys. I can set like screensavers on my e-reader. So this one says, let's focus on the wrong thing. Moomin here, reading The Bliss of Solitude. Apple car. All right, I'm gonna get reading. Good morning. It is Saturday morning. I have some errands to run, but I just wanted to check in. I went to check my stopwatch before I filmed this and it reset to 0. So that's unfortunate, but I think that I read about 2 hours last night. I did take some breaks to take some little power naps so that I could keep going. But I got from, I think, about 38% up to 50% in the chandelier. And I don't know if my brain and like mindset while reading the book has shifted, or if there has actually been like a shift in the writing style of the book, but I'm enjoying it so much more now. I feel a lot better about being able to finish it, because I will be honest with you, that first like 40%, I was really struggling getting through it. But I don't know, the writing style just seems to have gotten a bit clearer. It still has Clarice's, weird turns of phrase that she always uses, but I'm actually following what's going on in the story now. The first part of it that I wasn't really into, she was living on like a farm with her family and her brother, who they kind of have a weird, too close relationship. But they were living together on this farm, and their life kind of sucked a little bit, and they would always dream about going and living in the city. So now she is on her own. Her brother got married and kind of abandoned her in a sense, and she's been living like in a couple different places by herself. So I'm not sure if maybe the writing style shifted to reflect that change in her living situation. I mean, her life still isn't great. The places she's living are not the best. But yeah, I'm wondering if that was maybe an intentional choice by lispector to signify the shift in Virginia, the main character's living situation. But yeah, I'm about halfway through that now, and I'm feeling a lot better about it. So I'm excited to hopefully finish that today or tomorrow. I forgot my other book. I also got through the first essay in Slouching Towards Bethlehem by Joan, called Some Dreamers of the Golden Dream. I really enjoyed this. I had read the White Album earlier this year, and I don't know if it was just the wrong time for it, but I really was not connecting with the essays in it. And I love Joan Didion's fiction. I really enjoyed Play It As It Lays and Run River, but something about the White Album was not captivating me in the way that I wanted it to. But I think that that is not going to be the case with this. The first essay is about a woman named Lucille Miller who lived in San Bernardino, and it is about the criminal case that was taken against her by the state of California after her husband passed away in a, I'm gonna say, car accident, where the car caught on fire. He was asleep inside of it while they were driving home from the store, and the state of California ended up prosecuting her for murder. So I thought that it was really interesting. I'm usually not a big like true crime or thriller person, but I thought that the way that Joan wrote about the case was really captivating. I think I already used that word. But she really kind of used it to critique the state of marriage at that point in time in like the 50s and 60s. There was an affair, you know, talk of like having another kid to kind of save the failed marriage between Lucille and her husband that died. And yeah, I don't know, I just was really drawn into it, wanted to know what happened and how the case ended up. The book is split up into like 3 different sections. The first one is Lifestyles in the Golden Land, which I believe is like her writings on California that she's kind of well known for. And then there's Personals, which is the section that I'm most excited about. I think that those have more to do with her personal life. The first one is On Keeping a Notebook, which I've seen some quotes and stuff from. I'm really excited to get to that one. And then the third section is 7 Places of the Mind, which I think is about her different travels and places that she's been. So yeah, once I get back from running my errands, I think I'm going to start with the second essay in here and then get back into the chandelier once I finish that. So cool. We are about 4.5 hours into the 24-hour reading challenge. I am 60% of the way through The Chandelier by Clarice Lispector, and I've made quite a bit of progress in Slouching Towards Bethlehem. I've read the first 7 essays in the collection. A lot of them were pretty short, so I kind of just flew through a bunch of them at one time. I read the one about John Wayne while I was eating breakfast, and then the one about Joan Baez's nonviolent school and the controversy from the people that live near it that were not a fan of it. And then there are a couple other ones. One about a communist that she interviewed, one about a businessman buying property in Las Vegas, and then one about the Center for the Study of Democratic Institutions. So in the first section, I just have the title essay, Slouching Towards Bethlehem, left, and then we're on to the personal ones. I think the first essay so far is still my favorite from the book, but I think that's going to change once we get to the section of personal ones. So I think I'm gonna read The Chandelier for a little bit longer and then get back into this. But I didn't realize this is only 238 pages. For some reason it seems longer to me, so I think that this one will be quick. Hello, I just finished making some risotto. I'm 7 hours into the 24-hour reading challenge. I have 100 pages left of The Chandelier. I'm going to catch up on some booktube while I eat dinner, and then I'm going out with my friends in a few hours, but I think I'm gonna be able to finish The Chandelier tonight and hopefully Slouching Towards Bethlehem, the essay. That's my goal. I feel good about it.
An attempt at independence, of trying to figure yourself out, that I think we're kind of getting into.
Hey guys, it is now Monday. I was being really lazy yesterday and didn't feel like talking about my reading, but I also didn't get very much done. So on Friday, I got 2.5 hours of reading in, Saturday 7 hours, and Sunday 3.5. So it was a total of 13 hours over the weekend. This is a hard challenge, you guys. I almost feel like I would have gotten more done not timing myself. Something about the timer aspect of it, I think, really does something psychologically when you're trying to focus on your books. So any future vlogs will probably be a bit more chill than this, but I did accomplish my goal. I finished The Chandelier by Clarice Lispector, finally. I rated it 3 stars, and I'll talk about it more in my wrap-up, but I just had super mixed feelings on it. I don't know if it was me. I don't know if it was the book. It wasn't my favorite of hers that I've read so far, but that's okay. Not every book, even by one of your favorite authors, is gonna be a hit, so yeah, I don't know, just a weird experience with that. And then I also finished Slouching Towards Bethlehem by Joan Didion. My faves from each section of the book, from the first part, was Some Dreamers of the Golden Dream. From the second part, On Keeping a Notebook and On Going Home were my 2 favorites. And then in the third part, Goodbye to All That was my favorite. I gave this a 4 star. I feel like I had a much better experience with it than I did with the White Album whenever I read that earlier this year. Yeah, it was all right. I really enjoyed the more personal essays of hers, more so than the travel or sort of like journalistic ones. And I did start The Easy Life yesterday by Marguerite duras. I only got like 25 pages into it, so it's decent so far, but time will tell. But yeah, I was kind of over the challenge yesterday after I finished Slouching Towards Bethlehem. So yeah, kind of ran out of steam, but we got 13 hours of reading done, which is probably more than I had gotten in all of the previous week, all of the days combined. So I'm not mad about that. Thank you for watching, if you got this far. And I will talk to you guys in the next one.